This week we will read from 3 different Torah scrolls. One of them is the weekly Torah portion continuing the stories of Joseph in Parsha Miketz. The other is for Rosh Chodesh, the new month, and the third is for Hanukkah, the festival in which we are celebrating right now. And I want to focus on that last Torah scroll, the reading that we do for Hanukkah. In the reading that we have, that the rabbi selected for Hanukkah, we see the dedication of the Mishkan, of the wandering sanctuary that the Israelites had with them throughout the desert, which seems to be an appropriate reading to select because it's talking about the dedication, as we're talking about the rededication of the temple after the Maccabees' victory. But there's an unusual aspect of what we read about with that dedication of the Mishkan, which is that each of the tribes brought forth gifts, but the gifts that they brought were all exactly the same. And yet it lists each tribe and the gifts that they brought separately. The Torah, which tries to be sparing in its use of words, is now listing over and over again all of the gifts where it could have just said each of the tribes brought forth the following gifts. So why? I believe that this relates as well to an aspect of the way that we light the Hanukkah menorah. So there are 2 things that happen here. One is that by listing each tribe separately, we give recognition to each tribe's contribution. It's not all put together as one, each one is unique to itself. We are told with the Hanukkah candles that they are to be positioned in a straight line so that we recognize each one as its own candle, that the flames don't seem to hide behind one another. We also, though, are told that all of the candles are supposed to be level on the same height, each of the except for the shamash. And similarly, by listing each of the tribes and their gifts, and the gifts all being the same, we are taught that the tribes were all considered of equal stature, none of them greater than one another. And so even in our Torah reading this week, it teaches us about the way that we should light our candles, and I think important lessons for how we treat one another as well, recognizing the distinct and special qualities that each person has and not confusing them with another, but also recognizing that everybody has their own distinct qualities and that deserve equal recognition. This is especially, I think, relevant to us as we celebrate with Rabbi Cooper and with Lori, because I think that of the many things that they do, this is an aspect that they truly exemplify for us, that ability to recognize each of us and to make every person feel as if they are the most important person in the community. Shabbat Shalom.